Welcome to the student interface. We're going to start this tour by logging in as a student to a training session. First, I'm going to uncheck the guest search box, and then I'm going to enter the session ID that my teacher has given me. The nice thing is that these are not case sensitive. And click sign in. Okay, so I need to select a grade. Since we're in high school and we're all doing high school training tests, we need to select a high school grade level, but don't click grade 12 or there will be no tests available. You need to select 9, 10, or 11, and then click yes. So whatever test your TA has set up for you will be available in this box. Since my TA has only set up one test, I'm going to click on that test. And now I have to wait for my test administrator to approve me to enter their session. The Is This Your Test page allows the student to review their test settings, and if they have any specialized settings, they should notice them here. Then they go and click Yes, Start My Test. Since this is an English test, it's going to ask me to check the sound. What I need to do is click the button, I will hear a sound, and I'll click Yes to enter the test. Now if the student clicks the sound button and doesn't hear anything, they need to select No. And there are a couple of things that they can do. They can try to adjust the sound on their headphones if they have inline volume control, or they can log out of the test and adjust the sound settings on the computer itself and then log back in. The next page we come to is Test Instructions and Help. The student can review this information to learn how to navigate through the testing system and to use the universal tools. Once they're done taking a look at this information, they can click Begin Test Now. This will take them into the student testing interface and their first question. A couple of things the student should know. There are navigation buttons in the upper left-hand corner of the screen. We can't go back because there are no pages previous to this, but we can try to move forward. The system says I have to answer all of the questions on the page before I am allowed to move forward. That's how these tests work. So let's go ahead and answer some questions. Now you can see that I can navigate back and forth within the pages of the system. The other button that I have is a Save button, which really doesn't need to be used too often. The system automatically saves everything as the student goes. However, if they're in the middle of writing something, they may want to save occasionally to make sure that none of their work is lost. And the next button is the Pause button. If the student clicks on the Pause button, it will log them out of the test, and the test administrator interface will show that the student has paused test, and the teacher can check in with the student. Students really should not be clicking the Pause button unless they've let the test administrator know that they need to take a break from the test for some reason. In the upper right hand corner there are zoom in and zoom out buttons, so the students have some control over the size of the text in the page so that they can more easily navigate through the system. You'll notice that each question has a little icon with 3 bars. If the student clicks on that, this is where they're going to find those universal tools. Every question has a tutorial. If the student isn't sure how to answer the question, the tutorial will show them how to answer the question with a little video. Other tools that may be available to them are a notepad, so a student can actually take notes on this question. They can mark this question for review. I just marked it and unmarked it. So when I mark the question for review, you're going to notice in this upper left-hand corner there's actually a list of the pages that I've been through. Any pages that have marked questions on them, they're going to show up as marked so that I can go back and check them later. Another thing that I can do is highlight some text. So if I go ahead and highlight this and then click here, you can see that I have a highlight selection option. Okay, and the other thing that I can do is I can strike through some of these options if I don't want to use them. So if I click on the strike through option, I'm going to notice that now I can actually strike through some answers to visually eliminate them from being answered. And then go ahead and check off of that area. Something to notice about strike through is that it doesn't prevent me from selecting that answer choice, it's just a visual strike through. There are some listening sections in the English test, which is why they do need to do that sound check at the beginning of the test. And there are a few other tools that you'll want to to check out as you go through and try these tests. We're just going to go through and finish this practice test really quickly. As you can see, there are a lot of different ways that students are asked to answer questions, so it's very important that they do get practice taking this type of test. Now that I have finished this test, I get a message saying that I've reached the end of the test, and this new button pops up saying End Test. So I can click End Test, say yes, I'm ready to end my test. I get an option to go back and review any of my answers, and notice that the question that I flagged has a flag on it, so I know that I can go back to it if I like. Review that question, and once I'm totally done, I'm going to submit my test. And it asks me to log out when I'm finished. Thanks for watching.